My name is Stacey Carey, and I am the Director of Culture Development across the CIG brands. Culture development is how the company works, how it organically functions, how staff members interact between each other, and how the environment of the office is. So the workplace is a place where you spend a lot of your time. You're working there 4 to 5 days a week. You're working there most of the day. It needs to be a place where you enjoy being. A lot of people punch a time clock, they go in, they go out, they go back to their family, and work is work. But at CIG, we want work to be life. We want it to be living, we want it to be exciting, we want it to be enjoyable. We want it to be a place where you enjoy coming. Now we know that work isn't gonna be a place you wanna be every day, and there will be days where you don't wanna come in. But if that's every day, that's not gonna be a good fit for you at CIG. We want a culture and an environment where people enjoy being. They enjoy the people they're around, they enjoy the office building, they enjoy the amenities that are provided for them, and they enjoy their workspace. I think there are a few things that impact culture in a workplace. One is obviously staff. Do your staff get along? Because if you have that in-office rivalry, or if you have that in-office pettiness, that's gonna come through. And so if you have one bad seed, it's just gonna lead to more separation within the company. So you need your staff to get along, you need your staff to all be positive and on the same page. Also just the actual building, the actual place. If your workplace doesn't have any natural sunlight, I know some people that do, that's hard for your staff. So having a light, bright, open office is really important as well. And then open door policy, where everybody can talk to one another and communicate, is important, because if you have that area where nobody can go and everybody knows that if you get called back there, it's bad news, like that just paints that bad picture for the company. So you have the building itself, you have the staff in there, and then everything is from management from the top down, right? So you want your management to have a great impact on their staff, and then that staff will have a great impact on their staff, and so on and so forth. So you really want that round robin of positivity and not negativity. You don't want to have the harsh punishments or the pettiness over little things. So keeping a positive environment, which is, once again, I mean, it's the heart, it's the people of the company. So 3 of the cornerstones of our company that we look at when we're hiring staff, and they're the same 3 things that we look at when we promote within the company, and they're the same 3 things that we look at when we ask somebody to leave, or if that position isn't working out, are hunger, humility, and zeal. Hunger, the first one, is that internal drive, that passion, that excitement to get up and to do their job, right? To come into work. Some people don't want to work. They just don't have a hunger to work. And those are people that we don't bring in, because we want people who are excited about the work that they do, that have the passion for what they're doing. That hunger is just, it's almost innate, and you can't manufacture it. And that's really important. The second is humility. Humility is that ability to say, I don't know everything. So if I failed at something, that's my bad, that's on me. It's also the ability to say, no job is beneath me, right? So if the phone is ringing and your colleague is away from their desk, it's not saying, oh, it's not my job to pick up the phone. Now, obviously, if that's their direct line, you can let it go to them. But the ability to step in and grab that call and see what you can do and how you can assist. No job is beneath you. And so if one of your colleagues comes to you and they say, hey, can you help me out with this? You don't say, that's not what I was hired to do. That's not what I do. Instead saying, you know what? Let me see if I can do that. Sure, that's not something I'm used to doing, but we'll try it out. So humility is really important. so that everybody in the staff feels like they're all one team, right? And then the last, so that's hunger, and then humility, and the last is zeal. And zeal just kind of like goes better, but it's really passion. And it's that passion for specifically what you do. For me, I love hospitality. I love hosting people. I love hosting events. I love giving gifts. And that's why I do so well at culture development, because I love giving gifts to our staff. Whether that's through just something specifically for them or lunch on Fridays. I love providing for the staff, and I love providing an environment where they feel like it's their second home. And so passion is really important for every single person in their position. They have to have a passion behind what they're doing, because if they don't have the hunger, if they don't have the drive to come in Monday morning, if they don't have the humility, the ability to say, my bad, or sure, I can help out, and they don't have the passion for what they're doing, then it's just not a good fit. But when we have those three things, then we have an amazing staff member who can work with another amazing staff member. And when we get all the staff members together, we create a wonderful culture that just thrives and people enjoy being in. So at a lot of companies, what they do to help instill camaraderie within the staff is that they'll have employee of the month or employee of the week, and they'll have these kind of like set out specific things. It's almost like a to-do list. It's almost like a checklist. And it's, to me, a forced way of celebrating your staff. I think of it, if I can just take a little personal moment, like Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is one day a year on a calendar. And you have so many people that if they don't get something from their loved one or do something from their loved one on that one specific day, they can get all bent out of shape. That's how I feel about employee of the month. I'm not saying that is bad, because in the right workplace, they can work really well. And you do want to celebrate your staff. But like Valentine's Day, one day a year, a marriage won't thrive if you're only doing it one day a year. A relationship won't thrive if you're only celebrating it one day a year. You can't celebrate your staff one day a year, one day a month. It needs to be something you're doing every day. Now, you won't get it perfect. It won't happen every single day, but it has to be that organic thing that happens within a company so that your staff feel appreciated all the time. That's one of the things that we like to do here at CIG. We like to have workplace lunch on Fridays. It's just a part of our company so that the staff can come together, they can all eat together, lunch is taken care of. It's just one little thing. But then there are things throughout the year that we do, and it's not on a specifically designated day, but you have staff telling one another on a regular basis, I appreciate you. The work that you're doing is great. And it isn't something that's a checklist. It isn't a checkbox where somebody's saying, oh, well, we have to recognize someone. Who are we gonna recognize today? That's forced. Do you see what I mean? It's more organic at CIG. Now, as companies grow, those things are necessary to keep everybody in line and so that those things don't get overlooked. But what we really want to do at CIG is integrate that into the everyday life so that staff feels that way. And then when you feel that way, you will do that for another person. If someone gives you a compliment, you're going to want to compliment somebody else, and then it becomes a part of the culture. I think from the standpoint of culture development, from where I'm coming from, a lot is the organic community that we create. It's something that I strive for. It's something that I'm very proud of, that is important to me, that the staff is happy. You enjoy what you do, you enjoy the people you're around, you enjoy the place that you're coming to, and then everything else is just an additional perk. The pay is a perk of doing something that you love. And so when you have this community of staff that come together, that enjoy being with one another, that enjoy the place that they're coming to, then you have an incredible culture that only helps pass that along to the client, right? The client then receives that and they get to be part of that. So one of the things I'm most excited about for growth for CIG, I love talking about vision. I love thinking about plans for where we're going. And one of the biggest things I'm excited about in this growth is being able to offer travel options for our staff. Once again, I'm a big gift giver. So the more gifts I can give, the better I enjoy my job. So I love to plan trips. I'm excited to do those things for the staff. I'm excited to, instead of just showering each other with compliments, something that we've already ingrained, being able to introduce other ways of showing gratitude to one another. I know that not everybody is a gift receiver, and not everybody is a gift giver, so those are things that I'm going to have to implement and things that I'm going to have to show others how we're going to do that, but I'm very excited to do it.